Welcome in, CA football fans. Bobby Broyles here along with Rob Washburn as we continue our 12 teams in 12 days series. And today we start with a look at Elon. The Phoenix Rob are one of the best stories in not just the conference last year, but in all of college football as Elon reached the playoffs in their first year under head coach Curt Cignetti.
Yeah, what a job turned in by Curt Cignetti, his coaches, and his players. Elon was picked to finish 11th in the preseason poll, but went 8-4 overall, finished third in the league with a 6-2 mark, which included facing JMU for a share of the CA title on the final Saturday of the regular season, and then made the FCS playoffs for the first time since 2009. Now, this is a program that had recorded just 4 conference wins in their first 3 seasons combined in the CAA, but Coach Cignetti immediately changed the mindset and expectations, and he was deservedly named CAA Coach of the Year.
Let's start with a look at the Elon offense, which has 9 starters returning.
Yeah, Coach Cignetti has brought a physical, run-first approach to the Elon offense, and the Phoenix returned 3 backs who combined for nearly 1,900 yards. Malcolm Summers was averaging 125 yards per game and leading FCS in rushing before an injury midway through the year, but he's back along with Deshaun McNair and Breland Cyphers, who did a great job picking up the slack. 4 starters return on a veteran offensive line led by All-CA selection C.J. Toogood. Now, while the offense starts with the run, Elon also averaged 200 yards per game through the air as quarterback Davis Cheek turned in a sensational freshman year and was honored as the CAA Offensive Rookie of the Year after throwing for 15 TDs. Most of his top targets are back, including Cortez Weeks and Corey Joyner, who combined for 92 catches. This is an offense that has a chance to be one of the league's best this season.
We had a chance to speak with Coach Cignetti, and this is what he had to say about his young quarterback heading into his sophomore season.
Well, the next step is just improve. I mean, when he came to us, he was 180 pounds. He's 210 now. So, he's getting older. He's in the weight room. He's getting stronger. The thing about Davis Cheek, he loves football. He loves the process. He loves preparing. He loves watching tape and everything that has to do with football and improvement. He is totally into that. So he's the guy that's getting him out on the field to throw routes, 7-on-7. And I can sleep at night knowing that he's doing everything he can to be the best that he can be. He's broken it down to the lowest denominator possible that he can get better at. The big thing is he makes people around him better.
It wasn't just the offense that made a big turnaround last year for the Phoenix Rob, but this defense as well, as they return 9 starters and are led by their preseason All-CA linebacker Warren Messer.
Yeah, when you look at the numbers, Elon was near the bottom of the league in yards allowed and points allowed. But what the numbers don't tell you is how good the Phoenix were at coming up with stops and key turnovers at important times, which led them to winning 7 games by 6 points or less. Nobody made more big plays than Warren Messer, who ranked 2nd in the CA with 114 tackles, made 5.5 sacks, forced 2 fumbles, and picked off 2 passes. He was a second-team All-American and is already on the Buchanan Award watch list as the nation's top defensive player. Now, 3 starters return in the secondary, led by safety Tyler Campbell and cornerback Greg Liggs Jr., who broke up a team-high 11 passes. Up front, Marcus Willoughby recorded a team-high 7 sacks and had 10 tackles for loss from his defensive end spot.
Coach Cignetti talked about Warren Messer and the rest of the defense heading into 2018.
Well, everybody should get better because they've been in the system a year. Everybody's a year older, and we expect them to get better. So, that is a prerequisite. Warren Messer is a lot like Davis Cheek. He's the quarterback of the defense. He's another gym rat that loves football and the process, always in watching tape, making people around him better, getting people in the right spots. Made so many critical plays in the last 2 minutes of our wins. I mean, plays that just iced games, changed games. It was outstanding. We have other good players, obviously, on defense. Marcus Willoughby is an all-conference type defensive end. Tyler Campbell's an excellent safety. And we have other good players, too. We got a lot of good players. We got a lot of guys with good leadership ability. We got great character on our team, and that's one of our edges at Elon.
The Phoenix will be looking to build off the successes from last year, Rob, but it will be a little different this year as they won't be overlooked by anyone in 2018.
No, Elon gained a lot of respect last season, and they are starting the year ranked in the top 25 nationally, so they have people's attention. But what we certainly got the feeling at Media Day was that they still had plenty to prove and felt they were being a little disrespected after being picked in 5th in the preseason poll. 9 starters are back on both sides of the ball, and you would think the players are even more comfortable in Coach Cignetti's system in year 2. As we touched on earlier, Elon won 7 games by 6 points or less, and they've quickly developed a confidence and winning culture that hadn't been there in the past. It'll be interesting to see if that success continues this season.
The Phoenix opened the 2018 regular season on the road Saturday night, September the 1st at 6 o'clock versus FBS opponent South Florida. You can see the game live on ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app.
Also, we got to catch up with a couple of Elon student athletes at CAA Football Media Day. You can check them out now at cafootball.com and on our social media platforms.
Rob and I will return Thursday with last year's national runner-up, the JMU Dukes. We'll see you tomorrow.